Stories of Service, sponsored by Duval Motor Company.
We like to share the stories of service of America's bravest men and women. This week, we're sharing the story of an Army veteran, in his own words, who was brave enough to ask for help. As a warning, there are images and descriptions of war in this story.
My grandfather immigrated to the United States, and he was actually at Pearl Harbor when the Japanese attacked. The effects of that day left him so in awe of American bravery that he made a rule that as long as the Lau family lives in the United States, every generation has to produce one child for the military. It was never a question in my mind. And at 17 and a half, I went off to basic training. I remember everything. It is the most vivid memory I have in my mind. It was market day in Maimana, Afghanistan, northern province of Faryab. Sapphire blue skies. I literally just said, this day could not be going any better. And a 13-year-old male with 25 pounds of high-grade explosive wrapped around his torso, covered in ball bearings, walked into our patrol and detonated. And there was a massive civilian loss of life on that day. But we lost 3 of America's bravest sons on that day. I was the closest one to that bomb that lived. And my right leg was almost blown off at the hip. My left leg was almost blown off at the knee. My hand was completely shredded. They took them about a year to rebuild it. Severe brain damage. Recovery for injuries like these will be for the rest of your life. They'll be every day of your life.
Years after the bombing, while living in St. Simon's Island, Lau's minivan was totaled in an auto accident.
I was just thinking, man, what are we gonna do? And Semper and America's Fund stepped in. From my experience, the people that probably need the most help are the least likely to ask for it. They're here to serve, not to be served. The person who I was working with, Teresa Emerson, she allowed me to take assistance in a way that preserved my pride and dignity. Semper and America's Funds exist for people who have laid it all on the line.
With the help of Semper and America's Fund, Lau, his wife, and their 4 kids have a new vehicle. More information about Semper and America's Fund is available within this story on our website. And if you have a story of a military hero that you would like us to profile, send us an email to storiesofservice@firstcoastnews.com.